Hello, everyone, and welcome to my weekly message. Today is Asar B'Tevet, the 10th day of Tevet, the fast day, commemorating in the year 425 BCE the siege around the walls of Jerusalem in the first temple. This siege eventually led 30 months later to the breaching of the walls of Jerusalem, to the destruction of the temple 3 weeks after that, and the saddest day, Tisha B'Av, day of sadness. It all began today. It all began on the 10th of Tevet, which is a fast day, a day fast, with the only fast day that when it falls on Friday, we fast. Actually, the only fast day could fall on Friday. And according to the Avudram, one of the commentaries, if it falls on Shabbos, it would be like Yom Kippur, that we would also fast. Which shows the significance of this day as the catalyst of all the destruction and sadness that followed in regards to the destruction of the temples in Jerusalem and all the calamities that befell the Jewish people. However, there's always a silver lining in everything. And the Lubavitcher Rebbe explains how the terminology of Samach Melech Bavel, that the king of Babylon surrounded, the word is that is used as samach, which also means, could be translated as supported. That the king of Babylon really gave an initiative, of course, sent by God, as a support for the Jewish people, because we know that the reason why the destruction of the temple occurred, the second temple, the main reason is because of sinat chinam, the lack of the lack of friendship, lack of love for one another. Unfortunately, the baseless hatred that existed, and that was the cause of the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem. And the famous quote that God brings the healing before the sickness. God gave an opportunity that the Jewish people should be sieged. That means that they should be encircled around the in the city of Jerusalem in order to bring a certain friendship that was lacking at that time. And that's the message that we learn from here. That in this fast day, which is a catalyst of all the fast days and destruction and sadness that follow, we have the key to our healing, to our redemption, to our rebuilding, and that is the friendship, the harmony. This day possesses a tremendous potential for us to increase our unity, to increase our getting along with one another, and transforming these days of sadness into days of celebration. As we know that the antidote to the destruction of the temple and not having a temple in Jerusalem is avas chinam, is a baseless love that we should have for each other without reason. We find this in this week's Torah portion. Joseph, if there was any person that could find excuses to hate someone, in this case his brothers who sold him as a slave and stripped from any human dignity and separated from his beloved father for so many years, it was Joseph. And yet, what does he tell him? What does he tell his brothers this week's parsha, this week's Torah portion? That it's not you that sent me, it's God that divinely ordained for me to be here so that I could be able to be the viceroy and support the entire civilization at that time. This is the message that we have to learn from Joseph. Now, if anything bad happens or someone does us harm, we have to realize it's not that person. Perhaps that person was sent and that person was designated, but nevertheless it's all from God. Everything comes from God, and ultimately we have to accept whatever happens to us, and even if someone does us harm, we have to be always willing to forgive and to forget. And we hope and pray that we have that courage and strength, and realizing that ultimately we have to find love and unity within ourselves, within others, and find the positivity within others, and hopefully bring about the redemption very soon. We're going to have mincha services at 4 p.m. tonight at the synagogue with Torah reading. The fast ends at 5:09. Tomorrow morning, services at 10 a.m. And candlelighting, by the way, is at 4:17 in the New York metropolitan area today. Again, fast ends at 5:09 in the New York metropolitan area. Services in the morning at 10 a.m. We have the reading of the Torah, Musaf, and we'll have a socially distant Kiddush, and we're going to have also Ma'ariv services after Shabbos ends at 5:21. We're going to have Ma'ariv at 5:40, and we have a special parent and children's learning program at 6:30, prizes and pizza, and Sunday morning service 8 a.m. Followed by a socially distant breakfast. Tuesday night class at 8:30, Thursday night class at 8:30. Wishing everyone a Shabbat Shalom and all the best.